Early on in his career, Bill Paxton was typecast as the loser punk in films like Streets of Fire, The Terminator, and Weird Science. But what if I told you Bill Paxton's first loser punk role was in a TV special you've probably never heard of? This is Great Day from 1983. At 8 p.m. on Saturday, November 19th, 1983, you could turn on your TV and you could watch a few things. Most people were watching TJ Hooker on ABC. Some people were watching Different Strokes on NBC, but a small segment of curious viewers were watching a busted half-hour comedy pilot called Great Day. Back then, TV pilots would get made, and if they weren't picked up by a network, typically they'd either be shelved or they'd be aired on TV recut as a TV movie. It wasn't that common that a 24-minute long comedy was aired, but Great Day aired as a CBS special presentation. It stars comedy legend Tim Conway as Howard Simpson, a family man who finds himself dealing with a neighborhood burglar who takes one or two things at a time and then leaves notes about what he stole for some reason. Because of this, Conway needs to get creative with his home security. That's the logline there. Conway was fully wrapped up in the Disney machine at the time, doing films like The Apple Dumpling Gang, Gus, The Shaggy DA, and this had to have been connected to that somehow because this pilot was shot in Disney locations, just without the usual Disney budget. In supporting roles are the always lovely Joanna Gleason as his wife Jennifer, Jill Sholin, who I remember from Cutting Class as his daughter Carla, and his young son Ricky, played by Corky Pigeon, great name, who you could also see playing Freddie Lippenkottleman at 8:30 on NBC's Silver Spoons. It's easy to see why this wasn't picked up. It's terribly unfunny, outside of a couple throwaway jokes by the narrator.
Uh-oh, there's Howard's neighbor, Ralph Maxwell. Ralph likes to give advice, a lot of advice. Someday, Howard's gonna kill Ralph.
Whose voice normally grinds the show to a halt. Tim Conway is the star here, and while his character is a complete moron, the years have shown us that America tends to like morons, especially as sitcom leads. However, whether he's calling a dog Hairface or nearly blowing his ding-dong off with a shotgun he loaded and stuffed underneath the mattress.
Maybe Ralph was right.
Conway's comedic prowess just doesn't really shine here in this one. Now, when I read the plot synopsis, I was hoping that the show would ramp up into some Home Aloneing and, fun traps, but unfortunately it really only goes as far as getting an unreliable alarm system and an even more unreliable dog. Every tepid joke is backed by an equally limp laugh track. Now, Bill Paxton is the best thing about this show, even though he's only in it for about a minute. Paxton shows up as Carla's boyfriend and tries to go upstairs to nail her, but of course he's thwarted by Dad. It's certainly a glimpse into Paxton's near future before he became one of Hollywood's most beloved actors. Normally, this is where I'd ask if you've seen Great Day, but only 30 people have logged it on Letterboxd and 12 have given it an IMDb rating. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that you haven't seen this one. Instead, I'll ask, what's your favorite busted TV pilot? And what's your favorite Bill Paxton role? Let me know down below or hit me up at forcefivepodcast@gmail.com.